Hi, my name is Greg Dixon, and I'm here with Betty Withrow, and we're talking about business video coaching and production. Betty is a writer and a writing coach, and today we're going to talk about her golden apple number one, speaking in the language of your market.
Yes. Thank you, Greg. So, yeah, the golden apple system is something that I developed based on my training in the classic art of rhetoric. There's three basic principles for communication. I refer to them as language, choice, and outcomes. So today I want to talk about golden apple number one, which is language, and specifically speaking in the language of your market. Every business environment has a certain way that people interact with one another. It's the shared group of assumptions that takes place in that room, in that warehouse, in that salon, wherever it happens to be, that guides the principles of the way that people communicate. I'll give you an example of what I mean. Say you're operating in a corporate environment. I spent a lot of time in food service environments. And when you go, for instance, you're delivering to the back of a supermarket, you're speaking in a certain way. You're speaking in a very economical way. Nobody's wasting any time or energy. And if you're further up the corporate ladder, having conversations with people about other things, such as their ordering process or going to a different distribution area, you're only speaking the language of economy, teamwork, and efficiency. There's not really a lot of personal context involved. You get to know people over time, and that personal context develops on a different level. But when you're talking business, it's all business, it's all streamlined processes, systems, and efficiencies. Now, again, if you're working in a different business environment, such as a local business, then there's a lot more personal context to the communication. You're talking to somebody who's very active in their community, probably, and many of their employees and their customers are right there in their community. So, developing a different kind of connection that's more based on personal interaction is what you need to do. And so you reach out, and you're definitely still focused on efficiency and good processes. However, the real crux of the matter is engaging with that person and having them get to know you, like you, and showing up as the person that they're happy to see. That's the key. Be the person they're happy to see. Why? Because you get them. You're understanding where they're at. You meet them where they are. That's what I mean by speaking in the language of your market, meeting your customer where your customer is. Again, if you're providing a personal service, the language is far more personal because you're really getting into that person's life. For example, a hairdresser may be privy to details of a person's life that, frankly, no one else hears. And so getting to know the person on a level that is effective in helping them feel safe, heard, and trusted is the key to having an effective communication and developing a long-term client relationship. So that's what I mean by speaking in the language of your market. Ask yourself, who is your market? Who is it that you serve? And think of the way that they speak and position your marketing language to reach them at that level. And you'll find that you connect with people effectively, you connect with your markets effectively, and you get business to happen. So, again, recapping the three golden apples, it's language, choice, and outcomes. And in further broadcasts, we're going to be talking more about how the system works and how it fits together. Three golden apples is very effective in getting together your message so that you absolutely understand what is the central purpose that you have and how are you going to get that done. So, thanks, Greg. You're muted.
I have to unmute myself. There we go. That was the best thing I ever said. Anyway, yeah, it's so true. If you need to understand your audience, it's like you know, uh, if you show up at a construction site wearing a suit, and that's your market, they're going to ask you when's your court appearance, right? So, so in
Yeah.
their world, that's the only reason you'd ever wear a suit, right? So
Right, right, right.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
yeah.
You show up at a fashion salon speaking grocery, everybody's like, "How did you get here?"
Yeah, there's a transporter error.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so it's very, very important to be able to relate and be to communicate with your audience and your potential customers, and that's something you're pretty good at because you with your writing, you're often adopting a voice and an audience for completely different audiences. So that's
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, it's essential because if what I'm writing is not as you and it's for you, it doesn't work. It has to be that I understand your audience, who you need to reach, and who you are and what you're presenting in order to be able to be effective as a content writer. And I always do use the same 3 principles every time. It works.
yeah, the three golden apples. And so I guess the next broadcast we're going to look at number two, right?
Yes, that's right. The next one is presenting your expertise so that you become the only choice.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you and I have a special offer here. We have an offer for um, business video production. So part of it is you're going to coach the person, hopefully you and the audience, through the three golden apples to come up with your audience message and get everything ready to go. And then I help people through with presenting it on screen, and we'll record a clip for whatever is appropriate for what you're doing. It might be an introduction to you and your services. It could be an introduction to a product you're having. Could be a case study. It depends on the context, and that's what Betty will help determine what's the best use of our time together and what is the most value video production that we could do. So there's information here and below gregdixon.net/business video. And there's a place in there to make an appointment with myself or with Betty, and you can learn more about our special offer and go from there. So any other words of
Just
wisdom here?
go to our site and book an appointment, and let's get talking about what you need to do. As Greg mentioned, I coach you through the process of creating your message, and then after that, you can take your realizations and drop them into a pre-created template so you have a complete script. By the time you get in front of the camera, you have ultimate confidence because you're not wondering what you're going to say. You know what you're going to say, you understand the depth of your value, and you're ready to take it live to the world.
Yeah, take it live, and you can take it live in more than one way. Our little offer here is for a video clip, but going through the process with Betty will help you hone your message that you can use in networking groups and also live presentations. So the more confidence you have that you're using the right language and making the right presentation, the more success that you'll have.
Yeah.
So make an appointment with either of us or both of us, and we'll talk about how to help you out.
Yeah. Let's make it happen. We want success. We all want success. I want success for you. Greg wants success for you. You want success for you. So let's do this.
Let's do it. Make it so.
Yes. And it is so. Yes, make it so. Right.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, so check back next week. We're gonna talk about number two of the golden apple. so
Yes, indeed. Right.
all right. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Right.